Hey, this is Sky. Welcome to my YouTube channel. It's bright and early. Mind, body, and soul. I'm still tired. Did not want to get up. I just wanted to sleep all day. The shop isn't open this week. I'm just kind of partying because it's bike week. But I still stay on my daily discipline. Mind, body, and soul. This is how we get through. There is no days off. This is non-negotiable. Let's get into today's topic. Let's talk about having armor for the world. What kind of armor do you need to be a warrior in this world? Knowing who you are and being that person truly, being who you are, just truly, and just letting it all out. Knowing who you are is the best armor for the world. People who really have a confidence about themselves, and whether their flaws, their positive aspects, all of it wrapped together makes them up who they are, and they just put themselves out there to the world. This is me. Take me or leave me. You don't like it? Too fucking bad. Having that kind of confidence in yourself and who you are can really help you to withstand some of the suffering that's put upon us by society. It can help you to alleviate yourself of some of that weakness, that validation that motherfuckers are constantly searching, because you won't need it. You're comfortable in your skin. A lot of people that are constantly seeking validation don't feel comfortable in their skin, and therefore they're looking for someone else to kind of pat them on the head, to validate them, to acknowledge them, to say it's okay, you're good enough, these types of things. When we become good enough to ourselves, now that doesn't mean that you stop working on yourself, but I'm comfortable with who I am and where I'm at in this world today on Tuesday. I know I have work to do today. That's why I'm up at the crack of dawn. I don't have work today. The shop is closed this week because of Bike Week here in Daytona. I could sleep in all day. But I have shit to do towards myself. And one thing that I promised myself years ago, I felt that I used to kind of do like a lot of people, put on different masks. We wear different masks all day long. And then the real us, the real you, finally emerges maybe at the end of the day. I decided that that person that I settle into, when all the other bullshit is done, all my responsibilities and interactions and all the other crap that I go through, all these different masks that I'm wearing of businessman, of son, father, all the various masks that we wear. When you give all that up, you're just you. I'm just Sky at the end of the day. I decided many years ago that's who I'm going to be all the time. I'm sick of playing all these games. You don't like me? Fuck you. This is who I am. I'm not going to pretend to be somebody else or hold back who I am, hold back aspects of myself because you can't take it. Never dilute yourself for somebody else. Always be totally raw, 1,000% raw of who you are. And if they can't take it, fuck them. If people are just like, whoa, you're too much, fuck you, motherfucker. Get the fuck away from me. Always be yourself. One of the problems is that we do wear these different masks, and you have to get to the real you. So I realized a long time ago that I was a story that I tell myself. I noticed this because I moved around a lot. I was always going to new schools. I was always the new kid on the block. I was always the new person. And I realized when I moved to these new areas or went to these new schools, I had to introduce myself. I had to tell people who I am. Kids would say, well, who are you? And I'd have to tell them, well, I'm Sky, and I moved from this place, and I used to go to this school, and I like these things, and my family's this way. And we have this little story that we make up of ourselves when we introduce ourselves. And I realized after moving several times and always going to a new school, always being the new kid, that the only things these people knew about me were what I told them. They're not doing investigation. They didn't hear about me. They just ask, well, who are you? And you tell them. There were certain parts of my story that I wondered, why do I tell this? Why do I focus on this aspect of myself? Why am I even bring this up? Why am I talking about certain weaknesses? Why am I introducing myself in certain ways as being lesser? Why am I revealing some of my validation issues to people I don't even know? It's inappropriate to expect people you don't know to validate you, right? We all know that, but we have these stories that we tell ourselves that you put onto the world. This is who I am. The trick that I found is that you have to find a version of you that you like. It took me many years to do this. You settle into who you really are. You give up the other bullshit. You just let it go and you just kind of become who you are. And there's certain parts of me that I used to be ashamed of that I've had to learn to embrace. I'm an aggressive person. I may live a legit lifestyle, but I'm a fucking gangster. And have been since I was a little boy. I've been trained in it. I come from 400 years of gangsters. I used to be so ashamed of that attitude, this criminal mind. I think about killing people. I used to be so ashamed of that aspect of me. Why am I like this? I'm not ashamed of it anymore. I write books about this shit. Thank God I live this lifestyle and I am who I am, because it gives me so much source material to write these awesome books, these novels. I like gangsters. I like alpha males, rebels, dominant motherfuckers who ain't gonna take no shit from nobody. Not cops, not authority, not anybody. That's my people. I realized this about myself. Instead of running from it for so many years, I learned to embrace it and say, okay, this isn't a flaw. This is just one of my character traits. And if you don't like me, fuck you. If you don't like my gangster attitude, suck a fat dick, motherfucker. I don't need you in my life. You know? That kind of confidence is the best armor. I realized that, sure, I have learning disabilities. I have dyslexia. I can barely read. I don't feel like I think like other people. Sometimes the most basic stuff is hard for me. Math is hard for me. Spelling is impossible for me. I have problems with certain ways of thinking that everybody else is good at and I'm not. And I used to beat myself up about that shit, and I no longer do. I realize this is just an aspect of me, and I'm proud of who I am. And if you don't like me, you think I'm stupid, you think I'm lesser, slower, fuck you, motherfucker. Fuck you. I don't need people around me to think I'm stupid. So you want to find a version of yourself that you like. And I finally found this version of myself. Somebody who is self-educated. Somebody who survived the streets. Yes, I've been homeless. Yes, I've been lonely. Yes, I've had no friends at times. I've been dumped by everybody I know. I've had all these things happen to me. I could go on and on and on with this victimization of the world that's happened to me. And the way I dispelled that was by owning these experiences, owning those bruises, those scars, and being proud of them and saying, yeah, this collection of all this shit you see, this is me. Take it or leave it. I'm perfectly happy walking this path alone. I would rather to have some strong down home boys with me, men and women with me. So once you find that version of yourself that you like and you settle in, you're like, you know, I like being this guy. This is the person that I like to be. I'm a biker. A hooligan. I like being this type of guy. You want to settle into that and own it. You know, there's a thing about wishing wells that's interesting. I heard a comedian talking about this, and I just figured I'd relate because it's kind of has to do with what we're talking about finding yourself, how to find yourself. Wishing wells, you throw a coin in, you make a wish. Oddly enough, a lot of people don't even know what to wish. They can be frozen at the wishing well with the coin in their hand because it's so important to make the right wish and they don't really know what to wish for. Think about, what would you wish for? Now we have to understand that most people are probably going to wish for $1 million. When you wish for $1 million, it's a cop-out. You're not wishing for $1 million. You're wishing for what that $1 million will bring you. So get past the $1 million. Think about, okay, you won the lottery. You got your 500 million, or whatever you think is rich. You got your $1 million. You're a millionaire now. What are you going to do? Sit on the beach drinking Mai Tais? What are you going to do? How many Mai Tais, how many, drinks on the beach do you think you can have before you get bored? You sit there for an hour, 2 hours. So you sit there all day, drinking margaritas on the beach. You got your mansion that's the size of a shopping mall behind you. So you're doing that. You did it. How many days in a row can you do that? A month? The point is eventually you'll get bored of that. Those drinks and that lounge chair and your butlers and your maids, it'll all get boring. And you realize that this money wasn't really what I wanted. What I wanted is something else. Maybe what you really want is a certain level of safety. Maybe what you really want is just a certain level of nothingness in your life. Maybe you're too busy. So you got to think of, what does the money bring you that you're wishing for? What does that million bring you? What ultimate thing? You have to get to the thought behind the thought, the sponsoring thought. What do you really want? What freedom will that money really bring you? Identify it. If I had $1 million, I could do, what is that you could do? That's your purpose. Now you're getting down to it. You're finding out what your purpose is. The person who can go up to the wishing well, throw the coin in, and know exactly what wish they want, that's a pretty in-tune motherfucker. They're in tune with themselves. Knowing what you want is an important skill. So many people don't know what they want. How are you going to get what you want in this world if you don't even know what it is? How are you going to become the person you want to be if you don't even know what you want or who you want to be? Finding out who you are, finding out what you want to, who you want to be, this version of yourself, comes through finding your purpose. Find your purpose. Everything falls into place after that. It's the secret to life. This is all food for thought. Thanks for watching.